I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the Bookstart ride for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. My guest has never had a job. He is an internet multimillionaire guy next door and the founder of the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country. None other than Mr. Tom Antion.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing, man?
Well, fabulous, Mr. Tom, because you are my guest today. I want to be a multimillionaire. How do I pronounce it?
Multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire. Here we go. I want to be like that. Mr. Tom, and thank you. Welcome to Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be there. I've been selling on the commercial internet since it started around 1994 and didn't make a nickel for the first 2 years until I got good training. I got training from a guy named Corey Rudel, who was the 31-year-old grandfather of internet marketing for small business. And as soon as I got good training, I started making money. I made $50 a week, 100, 500,000, and it's not uncommon now, $30,000 weeks. So,
Oh, wow.
so getting good training and learning is critical to this. But it's the best time on earth, Daniel, because of digital products that are 97% profit. I mean, you have to really screw up when you have a profit margin of 97% and you can't make money. So it's one of the best times ever to be in business. But I have been in business for over 49 years or whatever it is. 1977, I started my first business. And before I graduated from college, I owned 5 apartment buildings and a hotel, starting with nothing. So I'm all about small business. And that's why my podcast is called Screw the Commute. Because I've never, people spend half their lives commuting to work back and forth to make somebody else rich.
Yes.
So I say, make yourself rich, stay at home, don't fight traffic, don't pay gasoline bills, don't have to buy fancy clothes to go to work every day, and make yourself rich. And then you can give it away or do whatever you want. But that's been my life.
Definitely screw the commute. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Tom. Thank you. Yes, we need an applause for that. So today, let's talk about internet marketing, a 3-pronged attack on a 7-figure income. Interesting, Mr. Tom.
Well, Daniel, when you become, my whole thing is to try to become excellent at what you do.
Yes.
And if you have that goal, people start to notice that the successes that you get. And then what happens is they start to beg you to teach them. So you can have multiple revenue streams by doing what you're doing. But then when people notice, then you can teach them what you're doing. Okay?
Yes.
And there's so many things. I don't care about competitors. There's so many ways you can make money online. It's and so many different topics. It's not competitive. So 1994, I started on the internet. 96, I started getting great success, and people started begging me to teach them. And I'm come from a small town, and I'm very common sense. I'm not a PhD thinker, real highfalutin. I'm a down home country boy and just simplify things. So when people were asking me to teach them, I thought I got to keep this simple for them because there's nothing really hard about internet and digital marketing. It's just there's so many things. So I broke it down into a 3-prong attack. The first prong is your website, your shopping cart system, your ability to collect money and all that. That's your first prong. Your second prong is your database. And it used to be just email, but now it's email and your social media follow. And the third prong is products. And products can even be somebody else's products that you sell and get a commission for. But it's better if you just develop your own products, which again, it's easier than ever to do so. So it's website prong 1, database prong 2, that gives you people to sell to. And third is product production and affiliate products. So that's the basic structure. And each one of them, anything you come up with, I can put it into one of those prongs and then explain it simply of how it benefits you.
Interesting, Mr. Tom. So, the 3-prong approach consists of information products, as you said, speaking, and consulting. Why these 3 specifically, and how do they reinforce each other in ways what is the single income stream cannot?
Well, the speaking part of it, and I've done 3,000 speeches in 12 countries. And I know a lot of the young people, get on here and tell you, oh, you can have your feet up at the beach and you're rich and so forth. And I hear that all the time. But if you are willing to get up and speak in front of crowds, there's no better connection. It's better than the internet. All right. But it is a lot more work and you have to learn how to do it. And you have to learn how to handle crowds and promote yourself in front of the crowds without looking bad. And so I call it a catalyst. So my speaking has tremendously accelerated my online work because when people see you in person, I have people that saw me 25 years ago in person still buying stuff today because I was personable to them. I answered their questions. I did a good job on stage. So the speaking can be a great catalyst to get your online business going if you're willing to do it. You don't have to do it. I'm just saying it can be a big benefit. But then the next thing, the speaking and the online things can lead to consulting. And consulting is where, like my mentor program has had 1,800 people in it over 25 years or whatever, how long. And that allows me to go deep with a person to help them along the way. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only person on earth at my level that'll talk to you one-on-one, along with my whole staff. Everything is one-on-one. We don't do group coaching or consulting because I have to dummy it down to the lowest person in the group, and then the advanced people don't get a fair shake. So it's all one-on-one. And it's a very unique program, but that can be enormous amounts of money on the back end from a speaking engagement and even an ebook that somebody bought and they believe in you and you click over and then they want to talk to you in person for personal help. So it's all interconnected. And the beauty is you get to pick which way you want to go. There's no set route. It's whatever suits you. My particular thing, Daniel, is I don't want to deal with anybody that I don't like. And so it's like, take a hike. If you're an idiot, I don't have to deal with you. Right. So that's probably the favorite thing for me for this whole business. I don't have to deal with people that I don't like.
Certainly. He emphasizes that diversification is not just about safety, it's about creating system where you could not stop the money coming into your checking account if you tried. What does it take to build an income machine with a kind of momentum? I like that, Mr. Tom.
Well, it sounds like BS. All right.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. All right. But let me explain how it works. And also, this is a good tip for your listeners. because if they're into books and writing books and things, they want to get publicity for their books. So
Yes.
you make an outrageous statement that gets the producer to say, that sounds pretty bad. And then you explain how it really works. And they say, oh, that's great. So this is this statement that you just said, I couldn't stop the money coming into my checking account if I tried. And that sounds like BS, but here's how it works. So I might, and I have one free ebook. This is another outrageous statement. I have one ebook I wrote in 4 hours at a layover at McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, and it's brought in $3.9 million, and it's a free ebook. So you say, oh, geez, Daniel, why'd you have this jerk on here telling us this stuff? Well, here's how it works. You write a book on and it's nonfiction, and it teaches somebody how to do something. People will buy information like crazy. That's the simplest thing to create. You don't have to, in fiction, you got to be brilliant to have character development, all that stuff. I'm not smart enough for that. So, but how-to information is highly saleable. So you teach people how to do something. But Daniel, the kicker is they can't do it unless they buy the tool necessary to do it, or they lease the tool. And so for years and years, that one book, the tool, every time they would do what I said in the book, I got $600 per year from them because of a commission on the tool. And some of them had it for 18 years until it became obsolete. Right? So almost $4 million on the run of that free ebook that I wrote in 4 hours at a layover. So that's the mechanism. And I could have dropped dead in the middle of it, and the money kept coming to my checking account. All right. Now, I tried to avoid that, dropping dead. All right. You know, that's not my big goal here. All right. But the fact is things happen in life. You get sick, your family gets sick, you got medical bills, you lose your dreaded job if you're in one. The industry changes, you get laid off, but this money keeps coming in to save you from those kinds of things. I know my mother was going south on me, and I took off, I don't know, it was 6 months to go take care of her. And I came home and there was more money in my checking account than when I left. All right. And without even doing any work on the internet. And so that's the beauty of building these systems. And what I just described, Daniel, is called a residual affiliate program. I think there's an actual site that's residualaffiliateprograms.com.
Yes.
Because there's all kinds of programs that will keep paying you as long as the other person, the buyer, is in it, a membership site. So let's say you have a membership on book writing or something, and somebody pays you $30 a month, and you might give me $10 a month for referring them. And then they might stay in for 2 years. So I just made a couple $100 from that one referral. Each month you'd get their 30 or 40 from them, and you send me 10 or whatever it is. It's usually like 50%. So you might send me 20 a month. So residual affiliate programs is the mechanism that I just described, that you can build these things. And I call it like an insurance policy for your family and you, because if you get hurt, sick, die, whatever, that money keeps coming in.
Well, I like that mindset, Mr. Tom. Money, come to me. Definitely.
Yeah.
So you started as a public speaker who's lead the side door of the EB's world. How does his speaking background give him an unfair advantage in building information products and consulting businesses?
Well, when people see you in person, and I teach this to, I have a lot of different revenue streams from different businesses that are all still using the same techniques online. So I have a self-defense business. I have a protection dog business. I have a tennis business. But when people see you, and part of it, and I made my fortune in the beginning on public speaking information because like I said, I've done 3,000 speeches in 12 countries, and I really know how to do it well, and I help people do it well. And what I found is that I go early to the speaking engagement, and I interact with people and talk to them and shake hands and answer their questions. And then I do a great job on stage. And then I stay afterwards to talk to them and answer questions and be nice to them. A lot of the other speakers that think they're really hot shots, they blow in. Oh, I'm too good to stay. You got to buy my stuff right now because I'm important and I'm going to go get on a plane. So buy it right now. And I sit back there and laugh because I know that I'm going to take all the money home. All right. I haven't done a speech in the last 25 years less than $100,000. I'm no celebrity. And as much as $275,000 with back of the room sales. But a lot of it is because I stay and I'm personal. You make that personal touch with people. You be nice to them. You don't act like a big shot that's too good for them. And they give me the money. So it's a beautiful thing, Daniel. So that's how it catalyzes your online business, your consulting, your physical book sales. If you decide, I have one of the top books ever on public speaking called Wake 'Em Up. And that's that. And then I got another one that's been translated into different languages on electronic marketing, but most of it is digital. All the courses online are digital. All the books, I have 25 books and they're all digital. So it's a low risk, high profit business, but there's still a lot of moving parts that you have to learn how to do. But anybody that's got an IQ at least half their shoe size could figure this out if they just tried.
Yes, very well said, Mr. Tom. Very well said, and we love that. The three prongs are distinct but interconnected. In what order should an entrepreneur build them, and why does sequencing matter?
Well, they probably should start with the product because you don't have to. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of ways you can make money without a website at all. So prong one doesn't even have to exist for you to make money, because if you have the digital product, somebody else will sell it for you. That's called joint venturing, and they get a commission on it. And so all you have to do is give it to them, give them a good sales letter, and they will promote it, and you just can collect the money somewhere, PayPal, Stripe, regular merchant account, whatever. So you don't even have to have a website to do that. There's places called Zazzle and Cafe Press where you can create virtual products. They have over 1 million products like t-shirts and hoodies and mugs and things, and you just put your graphics up there and you have a virtual store for nothing. And if somebody buys a t-shirt that has your logo or whatever, it doesn't exist until they buy it, and then it's print on demand and it's shipped by them, and they collect the money and just give you your share. So there's all kinds. So that's why I say start with the product. And since they're digital, you can, if it doesn't work, you just make another one, because it's not like when you print a book and you've got 1,000 of them in your garage. Digital, you can keep trying until you find one that hits. I mean, I've had them on eulogies. My eulogy book to teach people at funerals what to say, it sold $42,000 a year for 9 years straight. Digital, all digital. And I had the wedding speech and wedding toast books. They sold $72,000 a year for 9 years straight. See, so it's all digital. So it's low risk, high return. So I say start with the product, and then you can work into getting a website, because there's other ways to sell it immediately if you create the product.
We like that. Mr. Tom, to be productive, even you don't have nothing to do in life. in terms of money. How can you justify multiple streams of income when some people struggle with one? What is the answer to that question? That how does it refrain the purpose of wealth building?
Well, they have to have that mindset. See, so many people have been conditioned to just go to a 4-year indoctrination camp, which they call it a college, um, and then get a good job. And that's what they've been brainwashed for. So I was lucky enough to have a father who came from Syria on a cattle boat back in the early 1900s and became an entrepreneur. And so all I saw was entrepreneur stuff. And then I've made thousands of people into entrepreneurs. So you got to, if you grew up in that mindset of you got to just get a job, you have to work on your mind first, because if you don't have this mindset that I'm going to make it as an entrepreneur, it's too easy to just quit and go get a job somewhere,
Mhm.
And now I'm
Yes.
not against you getting a job to help finance your business. That's great. So you got money coming in evenings and weekends, you can be creating products and learning how to sell online. Until the point, my goal, Daniel, is to make it too expensive for people to go to work anymore. Too expensive for people to go to work anymore, which means they start to equal or exceed how much they're making going to work in their online business. And you don't even have to make as much as you make as a W-2 employee. In the US, we call it W-2 when you're an employee, because if you're in business, you get all kinds of tax write-offs. So you could make the same or less as a W-2 employee and end up with more money and more time and less expenses than if you just went to work all the time. But also the other side of that coin is there's no limit to how much you can make for yourself. See, on a job, go in and ask your boss for a 300% raise, see what happens. You know, so, but you can make a 300% raise by making more digital products and selling them and having other people help you sell them. See, so the being in business, and you got to get that mindset of I'm going to make more money, I'm going to have less hassle, I'm going to deal with people, I don't have to deal with idiots I don't like. And when you get that mindset, all this other stuff is teachable and learnable. But if you don't have the mindset, when time gets tough, you'll just go get a job and forget about it. So you got to have the mindset.
Mindset, people, mindset. Money, money, come to me for sure. So, Mr. Tom, recommending creating digital products like ebooks or courses to be sold on a platform such as Amazon or Udemy or University. What makes information products the ideal foundation for the three-prong approach?
Well, the 97% profit is right up there. All right.
Mm,
So you don't have to be perfect to get something out there. And that's another thing that kills people, Daniel, is they want perfection. Well,
true.
I've never done anything perfect, neither have you or anybody else.
Yes.
But you put something out there that helps people and you get feedback on it, and then you can improve it. And you get more feedback and you can improve it. But never reaches perfection. And people that strive for that, I mean, I have a family friend. It's been close to 50 years. He's been telling me he's going to write a book. He's a big shot PhD, guy. Never did it. Oh, well, my peers might not like it or anything, and they're all broke. They're working trade shows, a lot of PhDs. See, so perfection will kill you. It's the mindset again that I'm going to help people with my products and services, and I'm going to get justly rewarded for it. And I can sleep at night because I did a good job. It's not perfect, but hey, when I make a better one, I can send it to them, and just upgrade them for free. And they'll think, oh, what a wonderful guy or girl. So your mind, it's always back to the mindset, because none of this is that hard. I call it like a jigsaw puzzle, Daniel. All these pieces. But what happens is a lot of people trying to get into this, they don't have the box that has the picture of the whole thing. And so I call myself the box. I can show you the big picture and then help you with the little pieces. And then you'll see, oh, it wasn't that hard when somebody shows you how to do it. That's why it's good to get help. I do this. I still, to this day, after 32 years online, I buy help from people that are specific. Like, for instance, I'm coming out with a live show pretty soon. And I had to use this OBS software, and it's a live stream and all this stuff. And so I just paid some guy to help me set it up, and then, but I didn't pay him as an employee. I paid him as a contract. That way I'm not stuck with him forever after I already know that skill, say. So you got to be careful hiring too many people and having to pay them even when times are slow. So using contractors can really help you be more successful.
Mr. Tom, to wrap up our discussion for today, what advice would you give to people that want to get out of their directed job based on the career? What would this answer be, and what's stopping you from taking it?
Well, if they're tight on funds, they just have to start studying.
Yes.
And one of the hardest things, Daniel, is to find people credible, because you have all kinds of people that never made 2 cents trying to tell you how to get rich. So you got to be careful who you deal with and their credibility and their longevity. That's the first thing. And then consistency. You just have to give up your weekends and evenings and learn how to do it, and so that you can get rid of that job that's eating your life up.
Yes, indeed. Consistency. Consistency is the key, people, plus hard work.
Am I supposed to dance at this music, or I'm not sure?
Let's dance, Mr. Tom. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support your podcast, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Okay, there's 2 things. I was fortunate enough that Hollywood came to me and decided to do a documentary about my life called The American Entrepreneur, based on the fact I never had a job, and my dad came from Syria and never had a job. And so they can join that premiere that's coming up in a couple months if they go to screwthecommute.com/launch team, LAUNCHTEAM, and they can see the trailer of the documentary, and they can leave a comment, and I'll personally respond to them. And then if they'd like to automate their life and their business, screwthecommute.com/automate free is how I handle up to 150,000 subscribers and 65,000 customers without pulling my hair out. Saved me millions of keystrokes with some of these free and cheap automation techniques. So screwthecommute.com/automate free.
Mr. Tom, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, and looking forward to become a multi-millionaire, as you said.
There you go.
Thank you for that mindset, okay?
My pleasure.
So, when can people see you soon?
What's that?